Hi, I'm Katie Molesky, the Director of Career Services here at Walsh College. So I want to talk on the topic today of LinkedIn. It's one of my favorite topics to cover, and that's because it's so broad and there's so much opportunity that you can do with LinkedIn that I really want to just go over the bare basics of it, why you would even use it, and really what you need to fill out just to get the ball rolling. So when it comes to LinkedIn, a lot of candidates or students, alumni, they say, do I need to use a LinkedIn profile? Is it important? What's kind of the goal of utilizing LinkedIn? So just to kind of dive in with the basics of what to put on your LinkedIn profile, you're first going to want to start with a good headshot. So a lot of what you see on LinkedIn is, as an initial introduction, is going to be someone's name, their photo, the title, and potentially the company that they work for. And that photo, you want to make sure is something that's close. It's a nice headshot from the shoulders up. It's professional with nothing going on in the background, just a nice, clean, blank background. So really that photo is going to be the first introduction that somebody has to you, along with your title, your company, and your name. So when you really dive into editing your profile on LinkedIn, there's a couple options about filling your about section, your skills, your work history, your certifications and licenses. There's even an area where people can give recommendations and say all the great things that they have to say about you and allow that to be public for other employers, other job seekers, other connections to see. So it's really important that when you start developing your LinkedIn profile, you develop it in its entirety. You don't want to leave anything blank. You want to really think about each section and say, if this is an employer on the other end who decided to check out my profile, what are they going to see? Are they going to see that I, just kind of put the bare bones, just a photo, but nothing else is completed? Or does it really tell them all about my work history, who I am as a person, as a job seeker? And it's important, too, that you let your personality shine in your LinkedIn. So although we are portraying us as business professionals, potential job seekers, it's also important that people know who you are as just a person, that you're easygoing, that you're friendly, that you're fun to work with at the same time, but you can still get things done. So really your profile is about letting you put your best foot forward while also showing your professional side. So after you've really put together your profile, the biggest part is, how do I actually utilize LinkedIn? Now that the profile's here, what am I doing with it? So one of the things that I always tell a job seeker is that your feed is as good as you make it based on your engagement. And now when I say engagement, that does not mean that you have to create all this original content and post your own things. But if you are at least liking other people's postings, if you're commenting on their postings, you can even repost their postings. And that will still give you the engagement that you're looking for to make your feed active, to give you good content. And the other piece about what actually goes into your feed, you want to be sure that you're following people, you're connecting with other people. And so from a job seeker perspective, one of the things that I would always advise you to do is, one, find some companies that you're passionate about. Find companies that you have an interest in. Even if you don't want to work there, if you like what their mission is, maybe you want to volunteer with them. Maybe you just want to stay in the know about industry updates. So go to those company websites and actually follow the company themselves. If you're a job seeker that's actually looking for an opportunity, the next step would be go into their people section. And this can be done a couple different ways. But first and foremost, I would recommend you go into the people section and you find a couple people that work within the human resources area and connect with them. Make sure that you have those individuals, because when there's job postings, they're going to be the ones to post, and you're going to see that in your feed. So that's why you would follow some of the HR people from that company that you might have an interest in working for. The second piece of that is to then go follow a couple of the recruiters. Now, depending on the company, sometimes HR and the recruiters all kind of follow under one department. Other times they're totally separate. And so they are posting different things with different information. So if that's the case, you'll want to follow a couple recruiters as well, because they too are going to be posting about different types of opportunities that they have, that they're pushing at the moment. And so this is a great way to really make sure that you're either covering one or both areas. And then the third piece of that is, in that people section, still on the same company, you're going to find people that are in roles that you aspire to go into. and add and connect with them. Because what's going to happen is your feed is now going to get flooded with job opportunities, but it's also going to be flooded with people who are in roles that you aspire to go into, and they're going to be talking about the things they're doing, which is an indicator to you that you should probably be doing some of those things as well if that's the direction you're trying to go. So you want to connect with some of those individuals, and as you engage with them, as you like, comment, reshare, see some of the things that they're doing, some of the events they're going to, and you start mimicking some of that behavior that gets you kind of moving in that same path, it's also beneficial to reach out to them and say, hey, I see that you're in this specific role, and that is something that I aspire to be doing in the future. I would love to just take 10 minutes of your time, pick your brain on what next steps I can take. One, if that person says yes, that's a great opportunity for you to really dive into what does your job look like? How did you get there? What steps did you take? And two, if there's an opportunity and that conversation went well, and you check the boxes where that individual says, you know what? This person might be a good fit for what we already have. They could potentially be an advocate for you moving forward to help get you your foot in the door. So that's why you want to connect with some of these different groups of people who are presenting different types of information. And that's how your feed is going to start to become relevant. And those individuals who are also connections of others, your second, third level connections, that is also going to come into your feed. So you can help kind of build your feed organically just by being very conscious of adding certain groups, letting your feed develop and letting all of that information flow. And then you can start to connect with more individuals who are in similar industries, who are in similar positions. And so that's where I say you don't need to necessarily create your own content, but just by engaging with others' content, that is going to give you the information that you need. That's going to give you what's relevant to you and what's applicable. And then moving forward, you'll have a really good, robust group of content that you can really stay in the know about what's going on. And that would be my instructions for you when you say, how do I get started? How do I direct myself in the right direction and really get into the habit of utilizing LinkedIn? That's where you would start. And so if you're having any questions or you really want some guidance as you get started, reach out to the Career Services team here at Walsh College. We are happy to kind of walk you through some of those steps. If you already have a LinkedIn profile, we're happy to go through it with you and tell you where we'd make some recommendations and updates. And so please don't hesitate. Don't be shy. We are here to help, and we look forward to making you stand out better on social media through your LinkedIn profile.